Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with Kicking It on the Chase with Chelle. Excuse me. It's a segment. When I do it, I usually do it on a Saturday. I haven't done it probably since the winter. But I'm gonna get back on a more of a regular schedule of doing stuff. But I have other stuff that I'm doing, so I have to navigate. And what I'm doing right now, I got to spend time on it and for a while until I get past some stuff. Once I get to a certain point, then I will be able to be more of, post videos, my lessons that I developed. I'll be able to kind of discuss them, again on a regular basis. But until then, I'm gonna do it when I can. I'm gonna do what I can when I can. Anyway, this is for us singles, and I guess it's not just the singles. I mean, committed people in committed relationships and people that are married can also benefit from this. Okay, but because I'm single, I came up with some good. I figured you married people knew, but you can, it's for you too. But I want to encourage singles specifically. These are just some tips I want people to think about. Okay, and it's a healthy way of being able to flirt with each other. And I think even when you get in committed relationships or you're married, you should still flirt with each other. You should still have things, to keep things interesting, So let's talk about this for a second. Okay. I won't make this too long. Okay. Flirting can be fun and a lighthearted way to connect with others. There are various techniques that can help, you to engage in a healthy flirting, okay? So I'm just going to list them. I think if I just list them, I think most people will get an idea. If I feel like I need to elaborate a little bit deeper on each one that I'm gonna list, and I will. But mostly, I'll do that for another day. Maintain eye contact. Now, watch it in certain cultures, you have to be careful of that, but as much as as you're able to, okay? Smile genuinely. You got to watch that too, but in most cultures, smiling is an indication that, is usually a good indication. But just consider what I'm saying depending on where you live, okay? Active listening. Always listen, be listening to what, you want to make sure you're listening to what these people are saying to you. So you know how things can or couldn't progress or whatever. You always need to listen to what people are saying, especially when you're just meeting them, okay? Use positive body language, okay? I'm not going to go too deep on everything. Compliment sincerely, don't just be like over the top with it, but when you get a chance to, throw a little nice compliment in there, do that. Find common interests. If you're able to, just use light touch. If you feel like don't go overboard, because in some cultures you can't. So just, but be careful with that. In some cultures it's okay, okay? Be playful and tease lightly. I love to play. I play all the time. I play probably too much, but I play a lot. It's fun. Because I like to laugh. I laugh all the time. I do. I enjoy laughing. Be confident, not cocky. I don't have to explain that, okay? Be mindful of personal space. Just kind of see how things are going before you start getting too close to people, Give them an opportunity to see what your vibe with each other is going to be, okay? Use humor wisely. I use humor to break the ice with people. I do. That's just me, though. I tease people I just tease people all the time. I don't even have to know them and tease them. If I felt like compelled to just tease them, I just tease them. Ask open-ended questions. Encourage the other person to share more about themselves. Now, you want to try to, if you're interested, you want to try to get as much information as you can. But don't go overboard with it and try to burn somebody out on a first date, though, okay? Just kind of just relax and just go with the flow. and just let things progress naturally instead of just 1,000 questions. Just chill, okay? Be authentic. Be supportive and encouraging. Try to find ways to be encouraging on the day, you know? But you want to be an encouraging person anyway, you know? It doesn't mean we're going to run around with daisies and skipping and stuff like that all day. You know what I'm saying. Be authentic. Just be yourself, okay? If you just be yourself, hopefully yourself isn't a monster, a raging monster. But just take it easy, okay? Just take it easy. And don't be phony. But don't be mean, you know? Stay present and engaged. Be with the date, you know, be with them wherever they're at, as far as like paying attention to them, you know. Text thoughtfully. Now watch the texting. I'm not much of a texter, you know, but if you're getting to know somebody, if it's important, especially like if there's distance involved, but even if it's not distance involved, but just be careful with the texting, you know. But if you guys like each other, just occasionally text, you know, keep it interesting, you know. Use emoji sparingly. I'm going to leave that. I love emojis, but I use them for certain things because I don't like to type a whole lot in like chats and stuff like that. To me, it's just too tedious, you know. I'm not into that. So I use emoji expressions so the people that I follow, so they'll know, you know, what my emotion is for whatever it is they're doing. Share interests and, you know, with each other. Respect digital boundaries. So yeah, watch that, you know, because some people don't want their pictures taken, you know. They don't want all of that for whatever reason. Empathize and validate feelings when you can. You know, just don't agree with them, people on everything, but wherever you can, you know. Give space and silence. You know, when you're getting to know somebody, just let it progress however it's supposed to progress. But if you like them and you're just overdoing it, excuse me, and just calling and texting and sorry. And be careful for that. That can be annoying, you know. If you really like each other, that's different. But just to do it, I guess if that's your thing. But sometimes people have other stuff they have to do. They can't just be texting, you know. It's okay to do it sometimes. I think that should be in moderation. Remember details. That's, you know, show appreciation if somebody takes you out on a date, you know. You don't have to order the most expensive thing on the menu, you know. Just be reasonable about it. You know, and don't be rude, you know. I'm not saying don't order what you want, but just because somebody else is paying for it. My thing about that, man, there's something in the air. My thing about that is I don't buy stuff I can't afford to pay for. Because if I'm on a because I've been in a situation where somebody did, I'm like, but I had the money though, you know. So just keep that in mind. I got something in the air, y'all. Hang on a second. Be mindful of social media interactions. Be careful of that. I'm very private. I'm very private. And I don't want everything that I'm doing on the net because it's nobody's business. I do whatever I do on the net to give back. But be careful posting all of your everything about whoever you're dealing with, because a lot of people might use that information against you. You know, you don't have to be famous for that. So I'm not saying once you get to know each other that you don't have something here or there if you both mutually agree upon it and are okay with it, you know. But I want to keep my stuff private, so that's why so for me, stuff like that, I have to keep that at a minimum. Thank you for tuning in.